BlogTalk Radio.
Hello, everyone. This is Chrism, and I'd like to welcome you to this program, Kundalini Conversations, and a program that's dedicated for your understanding and experiential information about the Kundalini that's happening within you. I've had the Kundalini for a really long time, I think around 30 years now, and actually came into this life with the Kundalini signature as a child, and so was having all of the Kundalini phenomena throughout my childhood. Came here to help you, to help others, and I hope that this program is part of the continuum that we're able to do, for people. Right now, I am broadcasting from the Dolphin Trailer, and so you may hear some noises going by. This is a little 14-foot little camp trailer, and I've got the electricity going, and it's raining outside, and it's just really kind of a nice snuggy little feeling here. And so I want to welcome everybody to the Dolphin. And for those of you in the chat room, I think we have a little, well, yes, we are Oceanside in the chat room here. And I want to welcome everybody there, Manisha and the guests and Emma, and I think we had Tanjira and Shakina too. So welcome everybody to this program, and so I'll just go ahead and dive in as I usually do. But first, we need to do a little sound check here. So Tanjira or Emma or Manisha, if you can let us know if the sound quality is coming through. So if you could go ahead and write in the chat room there, let us know that we are reaching you. And Manisha says the sound is fine. So we are indeed reaching the chat room. So hello, everybody. I see we have a lot of callers, and I'll be getting to each one of you. And let's go ahead and begin. One of the most important things that I've been writing about lately is, and really when I say what that I have been writing about, it's really that the Kundalini within has been writing through my fingers onto the various groups. And one of those things is to not allow your fears or your egoic self-aggrandizement to steal from you the levels of understanding that can come from the Kundalini by virtue of the hubris of the ego, the hubris of humanity, saying, well, I know this or I know that, and I don't need to listen to that guy or that girl telling me anything. That type of an attitude. And it's really important that you begin to dissolve that blockage against having new information come into your orbit, into your awareness. And I wrote something called Kundalini Lessons from the Edge of the Canyon. And one of those was about, the Kundalini is like the wind, within a canyon, and as it rushes up the Ida and the Pingala and the Sushumna, the spine, and as it gets into these curved, confined spaces, it might increase its velocity within you. And when that velocity is increased, a great deal of purging and detox and information overload can occur for a person, and it can be a very, very it's a substantially helpful place to be in, but it can also be kind of a hurricane for a person at the same time. And so what I'm trying to get across here is that don't take yourself out of the loop of Kundalini information that's coming to you. And I don't mean coming to you from people that are reading about it on the web or copying and pasting out of books from people that don't actually have the Kundalini. Those of you that have the Kundalini know what I'm talking about. Those of you that don't have the Kundalini I'm going to suggest that you begin to trust. You're not listening to this program just because it's nothing else for you to do tonight. And I'll say it is nighttime for a lot of you. It's a little bit after 5 minutes after 3 here on the West Coast. And so as we go back through the time zones towards Europe, I believe it's it's 11 p.m. in Europe, and then you go back in other time zones, say in Germany and France and Italy, it's 12 o'clock midnight. So yeah, you have plenty of things to fill your life up with, unless we're talking about those that have the Kundalini already going. And once you have the Kundalini going, well, it's an endless level of interest, an endless level of teaching, an endless level of reception from the Kundalini, because Kundalini inserts itself into every facet of your living experience. And that includes your 12 o'clock in the morning living experience, as well as my 3 o'clock in the afternoon living experience. And so Kundalini is an open aperture of information 24/7. For those of you that are looking into this and going, is this something that I want to have? Well, then I really suggest that you not only listen to what is being said, but you expand your ability to take in information by virtue of the frequency of the voice. I've had Kundalini a very long time, and it's in the voice. It is in the different frequencies that make up this voice of Chrism. It is there, and I've made CDs with it. The people are activating to the CD and things like that. And so it's very important for you to just listen to the tonal quality of the voice in addition to the Kundalini information that's coming through that tonal quality of the voice. And it also has to do with how the words are formed and what words are used. And all of these keys to Kundalini are being offered to you here. And before I go any further, I would like to really thank, Santara Kundalini. And that's the name of an individual, and she is the one that financially supports this program. And I'd like to go ahead and bring her on the show right now and say hello, Santara. Come on into the red zone, if you wish. And
I'm in the red zone, Chrism.
In the red zone, in the Kundalini zone. And this is our first program for the year 2018. And I just want to say a deep and heartfelt gratitude and thanks to you for supporting this program, for working with this program, working with me on this program. Thank you, Santara.
You are most welcome, Chrism.
I would be hitting the applause button right now. Yay!
That's pretty good, thank you. Yeah, imagine we're 5 years on the air now. We went live for the very first show December 12, 2012. So just over 5 years. So yeah, it's been a privilege.
Yeah, and it's a privilege to reach out to so many people, and that privilege has been provided by you, Santara. So once again, many thanks. And I'll go ahead and continue with this.
Okay.
When you're standing on the edge of the canyon, like if any of you have ever visited the Grand Canyon, which is the canyon I would use for Kundalini comparison, right? One of the biggest canyons on this world that's above water. I'm sure the Mariana Trench in the Pacific would be just as amazing. So as you stand at the rim of the Grand Canyon, and I know Santara has done that. Matter of fact, Santara has meditated out there on the edge of the canyon, and you could feel the wind come up, and it comes up in these. It's not like a steady blow. It comes in bursts and qualities, and very much like a river, and the different eddies and currents that are in the air, similar to the eddies and currents that you'd see in the water. And they blow things towards you and away from you, and of that kind of nature. And often the Kundalini will float something out of your consciousness. And I describe that as a feather, like a white feather being blown by the wind. And the Kundalini wind will blow this feather towards you, and yet not so close to you that you don't have to kind of jump to snatch it out of the fingers of the wind, but just a little bit out of reach, so that you do have to make that jump, and you do have to take that risk, and you do have to have the awareness and the openness and the ability to take in new information in order to reach for that feather of information that's coming down. And I also state that in many ways, the Kundalini will not repeat an offer. So let's just say, you're sitting on the edge of the canyon, the wind is pushing that feather, beautiful white feather to you, and you're going, yeah, whatever. Okay. And that feather stays near you for a little bit, and then it is blown away. It is taken away, and it will never return. And that level of knowledge and information has just been taken off of your path. And it is, perhaps it was something that you really needed at that time to help you really configure your Kundalini experience, and to really help you configure and listen to that inner voice of the Kundalini behind your heart and behind your eyes. And that's that your lack of interest and your lack of willingness to learn and to be taught or to trust the Kundalini within has taken a pathway out of your opportunity, limited your opportunities in a way. And I want you to look at that within yourself, if that's the case, and to really open yourself wide and allow that feather a safe harbor into your life and with the information that it gives to you into your Kundalini awakening equation. This happened to me on various occasions. Lots of time it happens when she would give me a selfless service opportunity. And, I would be driving along the road up Highway 12 here in Northern California, coming out of Sonoma and going through Kenwood, and I'm just feeling the Kundalini come through me and, filling my spine as I'm driving a Lincoln Town car, because my job at that time allowed me to drive one of those. And it's a nice ride. It's very smooth. It's very, very, very comfortable. And, I go past a person that was collecting cans in 104-degree heat, really hot. I don't know what that is in European temperatures. I believe it's around 40 or 45, really hot. And the guy was carrying this huge bag of aluminum cans, and no water nearby, no shade. I mean, it was really hot, and I drove past, and I said, "Wow, geez, Louise," and boy, that's a really hard task that person has, and zipped on by, not even thinking, like, oh my God, here's an opportunity for selfless service. Anyway, I eventually, in my slow mental process, came to the conclusion that, oh, geez, Louise, that was an opportunity that I passed by. Well, I quickly make a U-turn, and I go back down Highway 12 and back to where that gentleman was, and they're gone. They're gone. And for those of you that have Kundalini, you can understand that, oh my God, the heartbreak that you feel inside, that you were given an opportunity to help a person in a selfless way that the Kundalini presented you with, and in your egotistic lack of attention, you were too slow at picking up that hint, and so you kind of like, oh, geez, you go, oh man, I got to self-correct out of that, and you self-correct and self-correct, but you still lost that opportunity. You lost that opportunity to really to meet a new person, to make a new friend, to give someone some help, in the heat of the day, and oh my gosh, and it can really, I know it sounds like I'm blowing it up out of proportion, but when you have the Kundalini blows it up out of proportion without you even having to lift a finger there. She'll blow that up way out of proportion. Anyway, this is what I'm talking about. These lost opportunities lead these are pathways into really beautiful gifts of information that the Kundalini, is wanting to give to you. And it's very important for people to understand that you don't want to miss, or I should say, miss as few of these opportunities that come your way as you can. Selfless service is a very, very big deal. It's a very big deal, and it can, if a person is in a fragmentation, they're fragging out, or they're in the syndrome, and they're feeling paranoid, and they're feeling out of balance, and they can't sleep, and they can't eat, and they can't work, and they can't play, and Kundalini is boxing them into this star chamber of major pressure cooking experiential processing. When you do the selfless service, it can release a lot of tension. It can release a lot of pressure into a very, very positive channel of unconditional love towards other people. And I really want to suggest that you begin to do this in a very big way in your life, especially for those within those conditions. For those that are having phenomena that, first of all, you're not going to be able to get rid of, number one. Number two, the only way you can find balance within the phenomena is to do this type of work, is to take in this information and then act on the information. And so, subsequently, during that period of my life, self-correcting away towards, not being cogent enough to go, oh yeah, there's an opportunity. Well, I would stop everywhere then after that. I would stop at accidents and give my assistance at accidents. I assisted police officers unknowingly a couple of times. A guy spun out on the side of the road and went out the road over a ditch and into a forested area, and I was one of two cars that stopped, and another guy comes out of his car and he says something like, "I'm off duty" to me, and I just had no clue what that meant. But I told him, well, okay, I'm going to check for a fire. You go see if you can help the guy, and he did, and I'm looking for a fire in the engine and making sure that car's not going to go up, and all of a sudden I hear a bunch of grunting and groaning behind me, right behind me, and I see that the guy is attacking the other guy that's trying to rescue him, trying to help him. I mean, they're in a full-on fight. And, I was kind of shocked. That's so not the picture that we came into this with, right? Anyway, so I tackled both of them. And the guy, the other car driver says, "Yeah, I'm an off-duty police officer here." And I said, "Well, you take his shoulders and I'll get his legs." And he was really, really inebriated, the gentleman that attacked the police officer, and we took him up on the side of the road, and I took the police radio and gave one of the codes, officer down type of thing, and they were so far away, and the guy's drunk friends were part of a Mexican gang, and they looked like they wanted to really do some harm to us for holding their friend. And anyway, so Kundalini was there. Kundalini was there the whole time, and I spoke to them in Spanish, saying, you want to stay in your car, that would be the best place for you to stay, and they did. And so I attribute any kind of a mind change that any of the people in the car experienced, to the Kundalini. Police showed up with like 10 cars or something like that, and including the officer's wife, Officer Mann is his name, M-A-N-N. And, she heard it on the police scanner, and she was all worried about him. Anyway, so ever since, I've stopped to help as much as I can, unless I see that too many fingers, hinder the cook. If I see there's a lot of help there, then, I'll say a prayer and just drive by. But I really encourage any and all of you to take the time to begin to reform a pattern of selfless service for your fellow human being and your fellow mortal, talking about dogs and cats and nature. I mean, just as much as I stop for humanity, I also stop for for our fellow mortals. And, I'll take the snakes off the road so they don't get run over, or move the tarantula off the road, or try to help nature in any way that I can. And I'm not saying everybody go out and move a snake, because that can be a perilous form of service. Although, once again, Shakti is there. Kundalini, sacred feminine, is there watching you and inside your radiance, and those animals can feel that radiance too. So I've never been attacked. I've never been attacked that way, and I don't think I will be. And I trust the Kundalini in me. Now, you're going to need to come into a level of courage that will allow you to reach into the animal kingdom, or not, and give that kind of service, fellow mortals. And you can do that. I mean, there are so many opportunities to give assistance in this world right now, and of course, help humanity, help people, help the senior citizens and the children, and help as much as you can. Seriously, folks, this is a big deal with Kundalini, and it's a big part of the ascension format too. For those of you that are looking at Kundalini as an ascension format, well, I totally support that, because it is part of that ascension. And it doesn't mean that everybody's going to ascend at the same time like everybody wants. If you read it on the internet, it's like, oh, one world, one ascension, and twin hearts for everybody. Maybe not, but eventually people will get there. Each person on this planet will get to a level of ascension. And one of those keys to ascension is, of course, to give selfless service to other people. And another key is to be extremely forgiving, and as much as you can, to have a level of a lack of condition on the love that you give. This is why I also suggest that you spread it to the fellow mortals, the animals, the insects, the fish, the birds, the other forms of creation on this world, because they are just as important as humanity, just as important as people. And you've got to understand that. The divine does not compete life against life. It encourages life to consume life. As painful as that may sound and feel, and certainly if you're the one that's getting consumed, that is the lesson on this world. Life consumes life. And you vegans may want to pay attention to that right now, because your ideology, is a little askew when it comes to non-competition with regards of who deserves to live and who deserves not to live. So, although in reality, when you consume like a chicken, well, then all chickens become part of you. And when the worms consume you, if you're buried, just to use that common reference point, well, then the worms become you, and you become the worm, blah, blah, blah. You know how that works, right? In and out, in and out. So this is what I wanted to say today. I wanted to really push the envelope for you with your selfless service. Really push it. Really allow yourself to step out of the box of your car, like using myself as an example. Out of the box of your car, that comfort zone of your car where you're surrounded by those windows and all that metal, and you can just speed on by without lifting a finger except to change the channel on the radio. Turn that AC on when you see that guy sweating to death outside at 105-degree heat. Don't take that option. Pull over. Help him if he needs to help. Give him some money. I did the same thing later on after I missed that opportunity. I thought, I'm not going to miss this other opportunity. And I saw somebody else within a very similar situation, and they were also collecting cans on the side of the road in the heat. And I pulled over, and I had just won $1,000 at a casino that the Kundalini kind of like steered me towards. That, you got to go to this casino, you got to play this machine, And at the time, I didn't know that I would win. I was not clued in on that, but I did. I won $1,000 on a 25-cent poker machine. And I was told that I had to tithe that. I had to tithe that. I had to give at least 10%, $100 to charity as charity appeared to me. And this gentleman, I was able to give $40 to, and I was given another $20 to a guy without legs, panhandling on the side of the road, and so on and so forth. I was able to give that tithe of that 10% to people, and I did that, and I'll recommend that if you come into a gift of grace, like say a financial gift of grace, like I did, that you tithe 10% of that to the people that come into your social circles, the people that you may drive past or you see panhandling, you see working really, really hard and cleaning up the environment at the same time. You reward them out of the blue, just as you have been rewarded out of the blue. So there you have it, my big, long soapbox speech here. What do you think, Amelia?
Yay, Chrism. Sorry.
Did I interrupt you with something?
No, I was over doing the Facebook changes. Yeah. Yeah. No, I've been listening the whole time. Yeah. No, I haven't collected yet. I've collected a few. Just making sure actually people know that they can listen there by clicking on your photograph. If they're on the page, that the show is live now.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah. But yeah,
well,
selfless service. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of the huge things really with the Kundalini. And there are so many helpful things about it that mightn't be obvious. Like let's say if a person is, very, and I found this for myself, if I'm depressed or low or self-absorbed, disinterested in people, even to the point that it's a disservice, well then, by knowing that selfless service is what I can be doing, that it's a choice I can make to be of service. It's incredibly helpful on this journey, when our intent to give selfless service, even if it's difficult for us, when that becomes an action, well, then the heart has to respond, and even if we don't feel tactile, let's say, responses to it, we will find that we will begin to feel better for giving selfless service to another person. We don't do it as a healing, but somehow the expansion of our heart, and I think as well, because if we make a choice to give selfless service, we're also bringing our other bodies of expression into that action, so, and especially if we're feeling, let's say, depressed or low, and sometimes people can be that way within a Kundalini process, well, then the mental body and the emotional body and the psychology or the ego has to be brought into an alignment in order to do that action of selfless service, and that's all part of the way the selfless service helps us, even though we're doing it for somebody else. We're doing it not expecting that feedback, but somehow we also heal and come into a better place ourselves.
I love listening to you talk with your Irish accent. It's so pretty. Hi, it is a bonnie.
Really, Chrism? Okay.
But I like what you're saying. Those beautiful lilting words are very powerful lilting words, and I totally agree with what you're saying. And it is true. And even though, we may not be in a heavy level of expectation, we can be in a heavy level of knowledge that this is what she wants us to do. That sacred divine grace that the ancient to the rishis called Shakti, the Kundalini, the sacred mother, what what the Western world calls Mother Nature. Well, what we know is Mother Nature is really seriously the divine mother, the mother of all creation, and when she, shall we say, mixes it up with the divine Father, we are that result, and is happens in reverse because we are sacred male and sacred female. When we are able to evolve ourselves to a point where our sacred female together, we have the Kundalini and we become the divine flesh. And just because we come divine, it doesn't mean that our path is totally clear and that like some of the Hindu think that, oh, your karma is all taken care of and you don't have to do anything anymore. You just have to sit there and be a god or a goddess. Oh, that's not true. Kundalini process. And as that process continues to transform you into levels of that divine flesh, you will go through the permutations of what it is to have to express yourself within a Kundalini manner, within a Kundalini form of activity, and this selfless service is right along within those parameters, and it is extremely helpful, extremely good for a person to do. And wow, I mean, it's beyond healthy, really, with what's going on when the Kundalini comes into your system. Okay, so now I'm going to start to take some of these phone calls here, my dear. Okay.
Okay, Chrism.
Moving into, I think this is Rosemary. It looks like Miss Rosemary. Hello, Miss Rosemary.
Hello there, Chrism.
Hello there, Rosemary. My gosh, so
Happy
much
New
gusto
Year to you.
through your words right here. I'm flattened against the wall with the power of the energy coming from you, my dear.
Thank you. I'll have to pay attention to that. It doesn't always feel like that. But thank you. I was remembering now, my heart is desiring those opportunities again, as you described, of helping somebody in those circumstances. And I haven't done that recently. I just was helping.
You know what's going to happen to you now, though, don't you?
Yes, I'll be deluged. But the one that I remember and I have shared before, if I may, was the woman who didn't have a coat and it was freezing cold. And because it showed me.
Right, the temperatures you're having right now are really cold.
Oh, yes. Well, there's a lot more help coming to people in the cities from both Minneapolis and St. Paul, from homes for them to be in. It's amazing. But this was a few years ago when you had directed me to do just what you're saying, and it was cold. And I went to the Goodwill and bought, I mostly saw men there in that area, so I bought a couple coats. You were
seeing men at the Goodwill? Really?
Well, yeah, I mean, outside, yes. Well, I observed. I have to watch my language here. I observed there were more men there than women. I didn't even see any women. And so I picked up these 2 or 3 coats and gave them to people. And then my head turned, like you get those, it happens, and I turned my head and there was a woman over there. And I said, oh my goodness, she doesn't have a coat. These people had small, light coats, And I walked, and I said, I have another coat to myself. I have another coat in my closet at home. So I went over to her and I said, I will give you my coat. I said, if you walk me to my car. So I was so generous on the condition that I don't be cold from now a block away in my car. And that came out of my mouth, and she did, and we talked, and she was a lovely lady, and it was great. But I'm riding home. It's about 8 or 10 miles home in this weather on the freeway, praying for protection so that I wouldn't need to be stopping on the highway and be there out waiting for help with no coat on. it's obviously, this is several years ago, and I still remember all of it because it was so shocking to me what a wimp I am, and how it was conditional that I was going to give her I couldn't take a block of being cold to give her that coat, to get in my car, and the car was warm a little bit, That's so it's embarrassing to say, but it really was true.
Well, if you're a wimp, Rosemary, then others around you not doing anything are really sub-wimp. Okay. So that's a clear sign of Kundalini giving you compellings, and many of you.
Well, yeah, there is.
And you have to respond to those compellings. I know that you have much more to say on that subject, Rosemary, but I do need to move on.
Yes.
I just want to thank you on behalf of the many, many people that you have assisted. In the Twin Cities, Minnesota area, the St. Paul and Minneapolis.
Minneapolis, yeah.
And I also want to extend an invitation to get right back into that, because I know you've been devoting a lot of time to putting on the seminars and the workshops, and we've done so many of them there in the Minnesota area. The last one being absolutely beautiful, absolutely wonderful. You did such a great job with that it's breathtaking in what you and Joey were able to pull up there. So I really want to extend my gratitude to you and Joey and Tanjira and the other people, especially the seminar attendants, the participants.
Yes.
Anyway,
Chrism, if I may, out of inspiration of what you taught me, what I did somewhere around that time, I looked at where I was putting a few dollars here and a few dollars there, and every month. And I pulled it all in, and I put it into the project for the homeless. And that was the result of your inspiration and your guidance, unspoken, but was there. So
all gratitude to the Kundalini, my dear. All gratitude.
Yes.
Thank you, Rosemary. Okay. And moving on to another phone number here. Let's see. Hello, 216-402. You are on the air with Chrism. How are you?
Pretty good, Chrism. This is Ishmael. I didn't have anything to say or ask.
You're listening to the program?
Yes. I'm just listening.
Very good. I'll go ahead and let you do that. Putting you back into the Shiva Blue. And coming down the line here, and here we are coming up to, hello, area code 505, prefix 948. You're on the air with Chrism. How are you?
Hello, Chrism. It's David. I'm just listening.
David, and just listening, is that like a state? Just listening state?
Yeah.
Are you across country?
Yep.
All right. I'll let you listen then. Thank you for joining us today.
All right.
And then moving onward to Her Holiness, the Queen Bee of one of the Queen Bees of Kundalini in the greater Minnesota area, and this is Joey. Hello, Joey.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
And same to you. Oh, it came so fast.
How are you doing? How's your practice? How's your Kundalini? Tell us all about it.
Well, I've been doing a little struggling, but it's coming out fine.
Oh, good.
It took me by surprise.
All the food and family and traveling and babysitting, all of that stuff can add up after a while, right?
Oh, it does. That it does.
Well, it's good to see you here, and thank you again for all of the help and all the assistance, the selfless service that you've given, along with Rosemary and Tanjira, to bring the workshops into the Minnesota area. So once again, thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay. And back into the Shiva blue, the beautiful blue, and we're coming up to hello, area code 848, prefix 459. You're on the air with Chrism. How are you?
Hi, Chrism. Hello, everybody. This is Tyra.
Hi, Tyra. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to all of you. How are you guys? Good?
We're good. We're good. How are you? Did you have any kind of a question, or were you just listening to the program?
No, something interesting that I can relate to, as we mentioned in the beginning. I just do meditate, and I was feeling my Kundalini all I was able to feel the burst here and there during the day, and now for the past 1 month or 1.5, I would say, I have got so lazy. I completely stopped meditating, and I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, is I feel like I kind of got a little scared of where it was taking me. I'm not ready. I'm very attached to my life, and I'm getting confused between two sides, and I feel like I completely backed off.
Well, yeah, people will go through that. That is a definite stage that people go through, and then, because it's the ego really that is calling the shot there. The ego is saying, "Oh, I'm really attached to my life. I like just job that I'm doing and raising my kids and living my life, and I don't want anything to change. I don't want anything to upset the precarious balance I already have, and you just don't get a choice with that. You don't get a choice. I mean, you can stop meditating, but that doesn't take the Kundalini away. That just kind of supports, in your case, in the reasoning that you're giving me, is that it's just the development of a blockage. And I'll suggest that you continue to do the meditation, because meditation, meditation is a healing and a gift to you from Kundalini at the same time. She knows your current circumstances. She knows your life. She knows your family. She knows you more than you know yourself. She knows you better than you know yourself. And you have got to trust that you don't have this accidentally. Okay?
Yes, I think it's more than ego. I think it's I'm afraid, honestly. There is no ego. I know that I'm nothing in front of this existence. I mean, I have accepted, but I'm very much scared how I feel when I meditate.
How do you feel?
I feel like I'm in a different world, honestly. I feel like when I come back, I go with my flow, but I feel like I don't belong here. This is all like a dream.
Which one? The physical world or the other world?
Yeah. No, physical world is a dream. I feel like
both worlds are actually dreams. Dreams. I mean, in your physical world, you're living the dream of this physical world, having children, having to work, having to abide by specific rules of life, of the law, of education, of expectation. I mean, you're living in a world of illusion, really. And how do you know that the meditation world isn't a truer version of life and living, and maybe a next step for you in your ascension process by virtue of the Kundalini? I'll suggest.
So what really happens is that when I'm back into my real world, I don't like it. It finds me that I'm dragging my feet. I don't want to work. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit in one place, and I don't want anybody to bother me. Just leave me alone, type of thing. But then it's like I'm struggling in between both the dimensions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I will suggest that you invoke Kundalini right before you do your meditation, and ask her to give you a teaching. And then the next show that comes along after you do that, relate to us what occurs, and then we can kind of have an ongoing dialogue if it works with your schedule.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
you and Santora and everyone.
Well, thank you too for calling in. But here's the deal. So now, go into a meditation the next time you have an opportunity to do that, and before you go into that meditation, say, "Sacred Kundalini within me, please give me a lesson that I may learn from and discuss with Chrism in the next radio show." And this might come to you also in the dream state when you're sleeping too. So be advised that they can come. These lessons can come in different places.
So, what type of lessons are we talking about?
Let her decide that. Let her decide that. It's not
now
going
you make me even more edgy now.
She's not going to. He's not going to say, "Okay, I want you to jump out of an airplane at 16,000 feet." He's not going to say that kind of lesson, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Very welcome. Very welcome. Happy New Year to you. And we'll move on here. And moving on, let's see. We have hello, caller 289 prefix 600. You're on the air with Chrism. How are you? Happy New Year.
Hi, Chrism. It's Indra.
Indra, Happy New Year to you. Toronto, the Queen of Toronto.
Happy New Year to you and Santara.
Oh, good. And I'm sure, I can't see where Santara is at the moment, but I'm sure she's listening.
Okay. I wasn't going to ask a question, but I wanted to talk to you anyways because to say hi, hear your voice. So
Thank you.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay. So this is my question.
Okay.
My Kunalini energy has been beautiful for the last 3 weeks. So very beautiful. Like the activities it's less. So I find that I'm just enjoying it.
Good.
But this is the thing. Yes, it's beautiful. This is the thing that everybody's noticing around me, and I've noticed a big change. Like my personality. I know the caller before was discussing that, but I wanted to my ex-husband texted me yesterday and said, "Hey, if you want, you can be like a stone. Go hug a tree. Ha ha ha." I think that I've changed so much. I'm not reacting. I'm not. I don't know. I'm neutral. My emotions are neutral, and I don't think they're used to me being like that. I'm not used to me being like that. I'm very neutral. Pardon me?
I say it's a good way to be.
Exactly. I'm getting used to it. If you show up, you show up. If you're here, you're here. If you want to be with me, you want to be with me. If you don't, hey, I'm fine with that. So I had a little issue with the guy I'm seeing over the weekend, and I didn't text. He didn't text.
This is the weekend guy?
Yes, the weekend guy.
All right.
But I didn't go after him for an answer or anything I stayed again neutral. So he texted me today and said, "Hey, what's up? What's wrong?" And I said nothing. Everything is just the way it should be.
Well,
right?
That's good. That's a good response.
Yeah. Pardon me?
That's a good response. What's your question there?
My question is the personality change.
I mean, did it change, or is your question? You asking for verification of that change, or?
I want to know: is this going to last? Is this a lasting personality change?
Or the weekend guy?
Both. Well, no, the weekend guy it's up to whatever the weekend guy wants to do. But is this a lasting personality change?
It can be. And if I were you, I would welcome that. and I would
Yes.
really give your grace into that, and let her expand that level of personality change. And what will happen is you'll find yourself getting very patient with everybody. It'll be very difficult for others to ruffle your ego or to ruffle your feathers, as they say.
It's already happened, Chrism.
Right.
It is.
You become very calm.
It's already pardon me?
You become very calm and collected, and what is happening is the doors to serenity, Kundalini-induced serenity, are opening up for you. And I just want you to receive it. And don't let it stop you from doing your selfless service. Don't let that calmness, that collectedness dampen the love and the assistance that you can give to others. But allow it to really, really change the response mechanisms that you've used in your life up to this point. Really brace that ascension understanding of open door serenity being given to you. Really let it transform you. This is part of that transformation.
Okay. Well, I do love them. I do love. I won't see somebody suffer and not help. But I struggled for a little bit with the personality change because I'm thinking, oh my God, am I cold? Did I go cold? And then it took me a few weeks to kind of like get used to it. And you know what, Chrism? I embrace it.
Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Something coming up for me with you is, first of all, your process is really good, and your response to your process is really beautiful. So I want you to really hear that and to really let that drive home. The next phase for you is to be in complete submission to the serenity that is coming into you, but also to the Sacred Mother, who is also coming into you in stronger and stronger ways. We had a conversation lately online where you were giving telepathic healings to a friend, right?
Well, I didn't. No, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you what it is. It wasn't telepathic healing. I didn't even try. What happened is we were talking, and all of a sudden, and it's so far, I was in shock because she could feel my energy, and the thing is, on the phone it was like going like this, and she heard it and she felt it, and it was a few times, Chris.
Are you sure you weren't on the phone? Are you sure you weren't on the phone going zzz? No, but she could feel it, and that shocked me. She's like, Indra, I can feel your energy all over me, and she can hear the sound of it, and I was shocked because I'm sitting on the sofa and I know what's happening to me, and what she's describing pretty much is what was happening to me, and like I didn't expect her chakra to spin the next day. But every time we got on the phone, something happened to her the next day or that morning. So when I prayed for her, she called me up and she's like, pray for me. I am feeling really bad. So I'm praying for her to be able, for grace to give her a way to cope with the depression. But it had nothing to do with awakening or, because Chrism, I don't know how to do that. I don't want to do that. Well, you don't.
I'm going through my process. That's for you to do.
Well, actually, that's for the Shakti to do, the Kundalini. And if she has done it with that woman, then you need to introduce her to the safety protocols, okay?
She's already on it. She read through that. She read that whole thing because she discussed it with me. She's already on that. Well,
see, that's the deal. That's the ticket. No accident she came to you. No accident that you are where you are with your equation. No accident, Indra. So you're doing well. You're really cooking, and you've earned the level of serenity that's coming into you, and by virtue of those types of activities, and the surrender. Now, really begin to submit yourself to the will of the Divine Mother, and that you know, there's that's a whole different planet in and of itself.
Mhm.
I want you to do that. I want to suggest that strongly to you, okay?
Okay, but I have to tell you one more thing. Yeah, but she's on that. She's very disciplined like that, but she was discussing it with me, so she's on that already.
Good.
I had another guy, like I've been hanging. I have a friend, like we've been friends for ages.
A different weekend guy?
This is my good friend. So we sometimes will go out for breakfast, like we've been friends forever. And he was hanging out with me, and he felt, when he went home, he felt a spiral light in his eyes. And he freaked, of course. And he went to see his eye doctor, and the eye doctor said, well, nothing's wrong with your eye. Eye's fine. And he saw light. He saw a spiral light. Because I never even, we didn't even talk about the Kundalini or what I was going through.
You don't have to.
But he was able to feel it.
You don't have to. It's the radiance is 24/7 anywhere you are. Kundalini radiance reaches out, and especially to a person that you're familiar with and who is comfortable with you, and can, you know, you're not putting up all the social blocks that you might say with the weekend guy. You know, you're very comfortable with with this individual, and that individual is very comfortable with you, and that can really allow that your friend to open to the levels of radiance that are coming through. And so that's really good. You gave him a bit of a heads up, and just calm him and let him know that everything is fine, and that. But pretty soon, Indra, you're going to have to come out and say, look, I've got the awakened Kundalini within me, and it, it may have an effect on you. And you may lose some friends, my dear, but you also will gain.
Yes.
Some people are still in a great deal of fear about it. They're afraid.
Tell me if I'm correct. Tell me if I'm correct here. Like the guy that I'm seeing, I told him, I said, look, listen.
The weekend guy,
Pardon
right?
Me?
The weekend
guy?
The
weekend guy. Yes.
All right.
I told him, I said, look, listen, because I kind of really, I'm not going to put myself out there and be criticized, but something huge happened in my life. So when he came home to my house reflects that. I have pine coal all over my home every day of the year. That's weird. People find that weird. I have my mantras on all the time. I like my sage, my Sea Apollo. That's what you walk into when you walk into my home. So I said, look, listen, this, right? And I'm not going to change that because that's how I live.
Right.
So I told him, I go, look, listen, I had a unique experience while I was meditating, and it's an ongoing, unique experience. Some people call it consciousness. Some people call it awakening. Some people call it different names. But this is where I am in my life. And I don't want to go to a club. I don't want to go on party. That is out of the question for me. I would go for dinner. I would do those things, but I do not want to go to a club. So I wanted him to know, right?
Sure.
Because I'm not going to lie. If they can't accept, this is a big part of, this is my life now.
Now,
I live for it.
Has he been psychically affected yet? Do you know?
He is very drawn to me, and he looked at me.
Everything's going to be drawn to you. The moths, the butterflies, the birds, the bees, the trees, the plants.
Yes.
The people, everything's going to be drawn to you.
Well, he told me.
So that's not a quality.
He told me that he's very, well, the thing is I believe in my heart, I believe something's up with him. And he looked me in my eyes and he said, oh, my God, your eyes are so full of love. You're just so much. What's that?
Nothing.
Yeah, you're so full of love. You ooze love. And, and so then we sat down and we chatted for like 6 hours. 6 hours. I mean, guys don't do that anymore, right?
Well, this one does?
Yeah, but how much of it is Kundalini?
A lot of it is him responding to your Shakti.
Yep,
Probably
exactly.
Most of it, yeah. So
yeah.
as the relationship intensifies, you want to keep an eye open for him and any kind of like Kriya activity or psychic activity such as seeing different lights or telepathic activity, maybe hearing voices or having ringing in the ears, things like that. Kind of ask him about those things and let him know.
I actually told him, I kind of prepared him because I don't want, like you said, I just don't want anybody walk into something they're not ready for. So I told him, I said, so I had a unique experience while meditating and it's ongoing. So this may affect you. And I want to know if you may not understand this, but I do, and it may affect you. How do you feel about that? And he said, I'll be happy. I said, but you can get physical symptoms like itching, like all the basic stuff I gave him. I said, are you okay with that? And he said to me, I'll be more than okay with that.
Yeah, well, good. Well, just continue working with him. But as the relationship intensifies, so will his reception. As you guys begin to blend together in reflection of sacred male, sacred feminine, those types of symptoms will intensify. And so just be constantly aware of that and nurture your Shakti's control over the situation. Don't try to let your ego run away with things, and really go into that submissive to Shakti state that I was mentioning earlier.
Yes. And if the ego do come up, I self-correct. I can catch it. I can spot it from a mile. So if it does, and I find I'm influenced, like when I suspect that, I self-correct, I make amends, and I move on with it.
Excellent. And you might invite him to do some of your Kundalini practice with you, the safeties of meditation or selfless service or, some other aspect of the practice, the 5 Tibetans, because that 5 Tibetans are used, for octogenarians, for people in their 80s. They were developed to keep people that are in the later vestiges of life healthy and happy and strong and working and things of that nature. So that would certainly be a bonus for him as well. Right.
Well, he did agree to meditation.
Well, there you go.
And then he made it clear to me. He's like, hey, I don't believe in God. I'm like, okay, I believe. I don't know if I believe in a God. I believe in the universe. I believe in life force. I called it every other name but God. And I said, I believe in life force. I believe in yin and yang, masculine, feminine. I believe God is both. I believe in this universe, the multiverse. And he said, okay, I'm good with evolution. So I think I'm okay.
Well, congratulations. Keep us apprised of how things move.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And I'm going to put you in the blue, my dear. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you next week, I hope.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
And into the Shakti blue you go. And moving on, we have another caller here. Hello, caller. Area code 720, prefix 934. You're on the air with Chrism. How are you?
Hello.
Hello. Who am I speaking
Hello,
with?
Master Chrism.
Hi.
This is Mohan.
Mohan, how are you? Happy New Year.
I am good. Thank you. Same to you. I think you got my number wrong. I was wondering, are you calling me or somebody else?
No, I'm calling you. Did you have a question for the program today?
Yes, I do. Recently, from past 3-4 days, I'm having identity issues. Like if I go somewhere and stand somewhere and suddenly I don't realize how I got here and who am I?
You say identity issues, right?
Yes, and who am I? Like, if I look myself into the mirror, like, is this me? And who am I? Like, is this my wife? Is this my kid? I suddenly forget things and I try to remember, like, what am I doing here?
Let me comment to that. That's a shedding of the skin, so to speak. It's a shedding of the skin of the ego-dominated personality, shedding its skin and beginning to emerge as the Kundalini personality coming through. And you know what Maya is, right? Illusion.
Right.
It's starting the Maya of who you once thought you were is starting to thin. It's starting to fade away, and the true person that you really are, the Kundalini transforming person that you are, is beginning to step in and to take a greater level of control and responsibility. And so when you're out and about, and you're living your life, be confident that this person, this new emerging person, is still Mohan. It's just a higher version of Mohan. It's a higher version. It's a stronger version, and it's a more open to the divine Mohan that is beginning to be transformed and really begin to accept that new reality. Now, this is the area of life where if you're in an Indian guru ashram type of situation, the guru would say it is time for you to have another name. This is why the other name begins to come into the equation. So the guru might say, well, my son, you must be called something else at this time. We will call you Mohanananda or something like that. So this is because that new personality stepping forward, that new divine person is beginning to open the eyes and to open the thousands and thousands of senses of what it is to be a divine individual, the divine flesh. And this is what's occurring to you right now. This is a very beautiful place to be. But the ego is going to be going, wait, Mohan, you're Mohan. I'm Mohan. I am Mohan.
Exactly. That's what is happening.
Mohan. I am Mohan.
Right.
Mohan. And you'll be writing it on a piece of paper. I am Mohan. I am Mohan. And
seriously, I have trouble to identify my name. Like, is my name Mohan? Is it Mohan?
Is it Mohan or is it Han Mo? Mohan or Han Mo? So you know that you're Mohan, but here's the thing where information is going to give you strength. You're in the middle of the naming sequence, the new name, the new person, new individual, the new divine flesh individual coming into being and out of the Maya of the Kundalini. I'm sorry, out of the Maya ego self and into the Kundalini. And so you really need to begin to open to that person. And I'll give you a name. I mean, because I know she made you come to me as a teacher, and I will. I've named a lot of other people, so it's not a new thing to me. And so I think this is time for that to occur for you, Mohanananda. I kind of like
Mohanananda.
That, to everybody listening, that means Mohan love. What does Mohan itself mean? Do you know?
Mohan means the mesmerizing one.
Mesmerizing love. Well, it sounds a lot like Indra.
It's one of the names of the God, Lord Krishna.
Yeah. And you are an actual expression of that God, Lord Shiva and Shakti. And this is a really, 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 I think, how do you feel about Mohanananda?
I feel good about it.
Why don't we go with that? And everybody here is a witness Rosemary, Santara, everybody in the chat room. We're all witnesses to the new Mohanananda. Everybody, Tanjira. Tanjira is another one. And who else do we have here?
And one more question.
So Tim Ashworth, Tanjira, Michelle, Matthew, Manisha, David, Fashti, hello Fashti, and Happy New Year to you, Fashti. Emma, Lana Seeker, and APJ. And APJ, I wish you'd put your name in there too, so I'm constantly reminded. We're all witnesses. We're all witnesses. Oh, Ray Ishta. There we go. There's APJ's Ray Ishta. We're all witnesses to Mohanananda, the new man, the new individual, the new father, the new divine flesh working through it. So I just want to say it's an honor, and it's a new step for you, Mohanananda, to really begin to understand and to be that mesmerizing love. Mesmerizing being an indication of Mesmer, Dr. Mesmer, I think he was. He's one of the founders of Western-based hypnosis. Mesmerizing, you look into my eyes and you will feel sleepy, that type of thing. And so Kundalini can be extremely mesmerizing. It's like Indra was talking about with, her weekend guy, as he comes in, he's just looking at her, he says, oh my God, you're just so full of love. And you can totally see the guy just like drinking deep of her Shakti, as he sits next to her. And that's what will be happening to you. Your wife and your kids and your coworkers, they're all going to be drinking deep of your Shakti. They're going to be staring at you, and they don't know why.
Surprisingly, Master Chrism, as you're speaking, I realized one thing, that my wife has been complaining since last 1 or 2 years that I lost the spark in my eyes, and I lost that happiness in me when I was trying to figure out what's happening with me. And just today she was saying that I can see that spark back in your eyes. I can see you're happy again. You are the one you used to be.
Absolutely, guy. And sometimes the spark gets replaced. You have a spark. From the time you're born all the way up until the Kundalini starts to come to you, and when the Kundalini starts to come, a lot of the time a person's not going to know what the heck is going on. And that spark begins to fade because it's supposed to fade, because it's going to be replaced by a stronger spark. It's the whole idea of emptying the cup, emptying the glass. The glass must be completely empty before the divine is willing to begin to fill it up again. And since we've come together, I think the divine is very, very happy with beginning to fill herself within your container, the grace within your container coming back, and a greater spark is going to be filling your eyes and filling the eyes of your wife too. I think she's going to be very, very, very happy with the person you are becoming by virtue of your Kundalini.
Yes, but looking at the point, like the situation where I am, I don't know if I'm ready for things that are supposed to come up in life. Like, we realize that we are going to be parents again soon, and I don't know if I'm ready for, like, will I be able to do justice for my baby who's supposed to come?
Yes. Have confidence that the Kundalini is what kind of allowed that situation to develop. She allowed that to happen. She could have stopped it at any time. Okay, so your grace and the grace of that child coming through is well known to the divine Kundalini expressing through you. So yes, you will be fully capable of doing justice to that child and more, and to your wife, and to the other children, and to your job, and to the life around you. I mean, just like I was saying to Indra, as your Kundalini begins to expand, which it is doing, Mohanananda. It is doing that.
Okay.
Everything will be affected in a positive way around you. Beautiful, positive way.
And another funny thing, like you were mentioning about the Maya thing, the illusion that is going away. But somehow, after coming to know about this news, like somehow I really feel that we are going to have a baby girl. This feeling is coming like on and again and again that I'm going to name her Maya. I'm going to name her Maya. And my wife is like, why are you so obsessed with that Maya? I don't know.
It's a nice name. It's a nice name.
Yeah.
And her middle name should be Illusion. No, I'm kidding. Okay, because that's what Maya is, and yet
Maya is illusion. Yeah.
The Maya, the name Maya doesn't mean that in every language. Maya is a word that a lot of different cultures have,
right.
and it's the name of a very, very ancient culture that even predates the Rishis. There's the Maya civilization in Mexico and South America. I mean, so Maya doesn't just mean illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it means many, many, many different things, and I'll suggest that you name that child Maya. Go through your Kundalini first, make sure that this is what she wants, and you name that child, and then you look at the other meanings of the word. People don't necessarily follow a cultural lineal type of arrangement when they're taking bodies. You may indeed be becoming a father of a person who was a Maya in an ancient time. Okay, the Maya knew about Kundalini. They knew about that. They were very, very, very strong, and very invested into the Kundalini, what they call the Kundalini, which I believe was the bird Quetzalcoatl was one of their deities that were representing the Kundalini. So you might want to look into that a little bit. Just because you're Hindu and your wife's Hindu doesn't mean that your child has always been a Hindu in all the different lives that she has taken. You understand?
Okay.
So Maya can be a very, very, very powerful name for her, and it can also begin to help to teach her that what is the illusion of life, and every time she has a problem, well, you can just say, honey, that's just Maya, that's just an illusion. I'm sure that'll go over well.
Yeah.
Anyway, congratulations, my friend. This is great.
Thank you.
And I also
one more thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah. We went to look at a house last month, and my wife liked it very much, and she really wanted us to buy the house. But like if I was like a person before this Kunalini experience, I would have like done something immediately to arrange for the money, however it is required to buy the house immediately. And I went into that phase for one day. I really wanted to buy the house, and I was looking at other possibilities. But the next day, something was coming up in my mind that you really want to buy a house? Like, you will never own this house. You are a temporary entity in this world, and you're feeling that you are owning this house, but you don't own this house. Like, you really want to buy a house? And the next day, I spoke to my wife that, do we really want to buy the house? And my wife was like, what happened to you? You wanted to buy it yesterday, right? Like, but still, I feel that my Kundalini is saying that you don't buy the house. You don't try to own anything because you don't own it actually.
Well, I understand. I understand what she's telling you. She's teaching you to be non-attached to material. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you don't buy the house. It just means that you get to borrow that space and that place for the amount of time that you need to raise your kids and to live in Denver. I mean, it doesn't mean that you own it. It just means that you get to use it for a space. It's the same with your physical body. and you get to have that physical body for a certain amount of time, and then you've got to give it back, right?
But to really own to buy the house at this point of time, I really explained it to my wife that like we have to go through a lot of things. Like if you'll just have a feeling that you own this house, but you have to like stop yourself from many other things, like spending money on other things. Do you really want this? She's like, I want to do anything to get this house.
Oh, well, I think that that you don't need to be afraid of buying the house, because you're buying it for her and for your children. It's not you that's becoming so attached to the material essence that a house is. You're also investing in the security, the comfort, the shelter that the house provides, and the excellent educational opportunities, the learning opportunities that your kids will have by having a house that they can call their own, even though we both know that's an illusion. And the Shakti is telling you that hey, owning anything here on this world is an illusion. You don't own anything. Everything is borrowed. Right. But if you feel confident with your finances, if you feel confident with your work, if you feel confident that this is something that is within a spending possibility for you, if you don't like the place that you're living right now, maybe then it's an opportunity for you to take.
Spending wise, it is like it will be a burden. It will be a big burden.
Well, maybe are you in a house that you quote unquote own right now?
No, I rent.
Ah, okay. So maybe a different house with a different price tag affixed to it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just go on one. Do some research and see what others are out there.
Right. I just told my wife that give me time. Let the baby come in. We don't want to screw our financial abilities and the baby is around.
Babies are expensive too.
It takes some time. Yeah, that's what it is.
It costs a lot of money, but I'm as far as the baby goes, I'm seeing a clear road for you to have her and to name her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yeah.
All right, my friend.
Hello.
Good to talk with you. Good to talk with you. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, Master Chrism. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I hear you fine. I hear you well.
Yeah.
Okay, then. I am going to continue on here, and I want to thank you for calling in, Mohanananda.
Thank you, Master Chrism.
There we go, Mohanananda. And I want to go over here to the chat room, see if we got any folks here. It's just like, wow. Yeah, long time no see, Fashji. It's good to see you again, my friend. And David's calling in, and Matthew Collins, but that's not his real name. His real name is, why did he put Matthew Collins in? See, I need to be reminded myself here. You see Emma, and we have a guest there, and Tim Ashworth. Hello, everybody. And Manisha is having a seminar in Germany at the last weekend in May. And Manisha, if you can go ahead and write there, if you're not asleep, because I understand you could be asleep right now, but kind of write something out there on the chat room to let me know that this is indeed still happening. Anyway, so I think Manisha might be asleep, and but I think there is a possibility, a very strong possibility, that in the last week of May 2018, Germany, not in Berlin, but in another really beautiful little town in Germany, we will have a seminar, and Manisha is it's like, what's that? Like Tim Ashworth says, it's still happening. It is real. Thank you. So yeah, So we'll be going over there. And Del Solananda, there he is. Thank you. So we will be going, and Del Solananda is Matt's name. That's from the, a lot of them, it's love. It's of the love of the sun or the soul. Del Sol Ananda. Ananda being love. A beautiful, beautiful name. And Tim, it's real. So I assume that I'm going to finally, after all these years, meet you. And there's Michelle Ranger, who is also called Shakina and Rayishta. Hi, everybody on the chat room. It's so good to see you there. And you notice that I gave us a beach view here. We have the beach view on the chat room. So it's really good to see you all here. And I just want to wish everybody here a happy New Year. And a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Happy New Year as well. I mean, let's really make this, forget all the doom and gloom. Let's make every day, every second, every minute of every day a beautiful explosion of love and grace within our hearts, within our bodies, and outside of us into the environment. Let us be the sunshine of divine upon this world. You like that, Vashti? The sunshine of the divine upon this world. Oh, yeah. I love the technology. Tim is going fantastic to get feedback from 5,000 plus miles across the world in less than 5 seconds. Couldn't agree more, my friend. Could not agree more. All right. I'm going to switch channels back here into the studio, and I'm going to come on up to Her Holiness, the Queen of Celtic questionable comforts, Amelia Centauri.
Hi, Chrism.
Hi.
You go over to Ishmael there at 216. I think he has a question for you.
Let me reach on up there. Reaching on up to Ishmael. Hello, Ishmael.
Hey, Chrism.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
Hey, happy New Year. Hey, yeah, I didn't want to take up too much time. I knew you had a lot of people, so I just wanted you to kind of skip me.
All right. This is what the show's all about, my friend.
Yeah, I want to be considerate because I know you probably have new people who have, concerns and issues. Well, not issues, but, worries.
Sure.
I wanted to know, I'm kind of confused about something. I know I have asked you a few times. I've kind of been reaching out to, my mother, Kunalini, and I've been trying to grow a bond and a relationship with her. So I talk to her and I thank her, and she does have a conscience. It's very beautiful.
She's self-aware. She is self-aware.
Yes, she is, and
in a big way.
I guess my my situation is that it's somewhat extremely to the point of one of your guests who had came on who spoke about her not feeling like she belongs here. And I kind of can relate to that in a strong way. It feels like I'm in two sort of dimensions. It's like I know I'm here, but consciously it doesn't feel like I'm here at all. It feels like I'm somewhere else. And a lot of things feels very...
This is, as I was mentioned to Mohanananda, that he had the same identity issue. You're here, but you're not here. You belong, but you don't belong. You're shedding the skin of the old egotistic person that you once were. Your pre-activated Kundalini personhood is being faded away. It's like a pair of blue jeans. You wash those blue jeans over and over and over, and the blue starts to fade away, and that old personality that you have become so comfortable with and worked with and has allowed you to come into a level of understanding about the Kundalini, and the Kundalini's come, and it's being replaced by a divine flesh personality, someone who has an expanded level of understanding, an expanded level of compassion, an expanded level of ideation with what the Kundalini is bringing into it. And so this may be, a name change for you as well, if this is something that your ego right now would be open to. And this is a real deal. This isn't just like putting on a Halloween costume and then going, "Yay, I'm a lion." It's this name change is a name change, and it's a sacred application of grace on you. And so, if that's something that you're interested in, then we can talk about that. But I want you to think about it some more, because you're not coming from a society that is supportive of such name changes, right?
Right. But my concern though is more so kind of not with the identity thing. I just think honestly I feel it with everything. It seems like it's kind of like tearing down my old self and kind of rebuilding.
Right.
I feel this energy like it's pushing me somewhere where I'm kind of like, you remember I was telling you how, my thing is like I had kind of reached out to her and I asked her, please, and I was asking you too, like how can I get the message that I need to get? I can pick up on how I'm feeling, but there are certain other things that are kind of going on in my life. Like I make decent money, but I'm having financial issues. And it's like I'm kind of imbalanced there. Okay, physically, I'm imbalanced. Like when I was telling you about work, it feels like every time I go to work, it's like I'm being drained. Like I'm very weak. I have to put everything into it to kind of get myself there.
I remember she gave you instruction about some of the cleaning fluids that are being used.
Yeah, but it's more so like everything is.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm kind of like trying to have clarity on why am I having a hard time. It's like I understand she's not going to put us in a situation to kind of jeopardize us, but it feels like she's wanting me to kind of give up my job, give up the materialistic things. But it's just like at this present time, if I do that, it will really put more in a worse predicament than I am in. So it's like I've been reaching out to her, asking her to give me time, but it's like I'm not seeing any results from it.
She'll give you that time, Ishmael. You might want to look at the fringe issues. What is it a new car that you might be lusting after, or is it a trip to the Azores, or some kind of a materialistic? Maybe the trip wouldn't be a material thing, but how much importance and control are you allowing money to place on your life and on your submission to the Sacred Mother? And so, you need to look at what your priorities really, truthfully are, and how they're changing within this transformation that the Kundalini is giving you.
Right.
So when you look at those priorities, you write them down on a piece of paper too. The priority is supporting your children.
And that's the thing. I do that. But it's like when it comes down to it, once it's time for me to get paid, I'm confused because it's like, okay, I write it all down, everything looks good. But then it's just like once that time comes, it's like, oh, I forgot this bill. Oh, I forgot that bill. Oh, this bill is more important than this other bill. So it's like I'm pushing other bills to the side that are important. It's like I'm in a state of fogginess.
Don't push them to the side. Group them all together and take your time with it so you're not forgetting this one or that one. And then once you've got them all in front of you, then make your prioritization choices.
Right. I understand, like, the typical person would probably be like, oh, well, yeah, just get some financial help. But it's more to it. It's like I'm in a state of fogginess. It's like I can't get this. Everything just seems very foggy to me. My health, and it's just like I'm feeling this force, like it's like give up your job, give up this, and give up that. It's like, okay, if I do that, then I'm in a worse predicament, which I'm trying to get out of.
Here's the deal. You ask her to direct you to another work that she feels is appropriate for you.
Okay.
Do that first.
Because I've been having I just got into another car accident. Like, it's like, is that a message? Like, if she's giving that's the kind of thing.
That would be definitely a message of mindfulness, of grounding.
Right.
Don't hop in your car and just think you know anymore, because you're not the same person who learned how to drive. You're a different person now, and so you've got to really focus on what you're doing behind the wheel and what's being happening around you when you're behind the wheel. And so that type of a thing she wants you to get away from, I think. And possibly even move into a different area where, say, there's less congestion and less of an opportunity to have an accident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it seems like a lot of negativity. It's like my furnace broke. It's constant. It's like it's always something. It's just like I don't have any type of balance in my life. My job running with the auto scrubbers, they breaking down on me. Everything around me is breaking down.
Yeah,
it's like I feel a negativity, and it's just like
it sounds like a bit of a fragmentation scenario that you're going in. But I gotta say, Ishmael, you're handling it well.
I kind of feel like I am.
And
that's
I
why
think
I wanted to ask you if you could give me some clarity on it, because I reached out to her and I asked her to give me clarity, but it's just like I'm still being pushed into this corner. I'm still dealing with problems, and I'm not getting any answers.
First of all, you've got to listen to her. If she wants you to get a different job, you got to start looking for a different job. If she doesn't want you to inhale those cleaning solvent gases, then you got to stop inhaling those cleaning solvent gases.
Right.
You can't ask her for guidance and then refuse the guidance.
Okay. All right. I just have one more question. I don't want to hold you up.
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of warmness at the bottom of my foot, like on my left foot where I was telling you where I was having that pain.
That's good.
It's like these last 3 days, 4 days. Is that a sign or something? Is that something that I should know about?
She's working on you. She's working on you. That's what you need to know. Okay. And you need to have gratitude for that work happening for you.
Oh, yeah, I am. I talk to her. I'm thankful. I'm very thankful. I talk to her all the time. I try to communicate with her 4 or 5 times a day. And I try to build a relationship with her.
She chose well when she chose you, Ishmael. She chose very well. And you are totally capable of doing all of this work and still providing for your children.
I appreciate it.
You've got to trust more is all.
Okay, I appreciate it. I didn't mean to hold up the line. I was just trying to get some clarity.
You're not holding up anything. I got 22 minutes. You're not holding up the line.
I feel it's like I feel the energy. It's like I'm sensitive to it, but it's just like all this other stuff that's going on in my life. Is she telling me what is the message behind?
That's what they call
everything else breaking down on me.
That's the monkey mind part. This is the part that is going to eventually it's just going to slough off of you. The pressures, like Indra has, she had, she started with some very similar things, thinking about this, thinking about that, how this going to work, how that going to work. And now she's coming in through her surrender, through her work. Now she's coming into this level of extreme serenity. And I see that for you, Ishmael. I see that happening.
Yeah.
That's going to happen, but you've got to do the work. You've got to pay attention. And if she wants you to change jobs, then you change jobs. You find one that pays you this much or more. You see, that's the other thing. You don't want to look at it so negatively like, oh, damn, if I change my job, I'm not going to be making as much money. You can make more money.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So trust in your Kundalini Shakti. Really give her the trust. And really, if she gives you an instruction, then you follow that instruction. But you don't do it in a knee-jerk way. You don't have. She's not saying, okay, make decisions from panic. She's not saying that. She's saying, I want you to get a different job, so you start looking for a different, better job. I want you to stop inhaling those cleaning solvents, so you wear a gas mask or wear something that that doesn't allow those fumes to come into your lung and to damage the divine container that you are.
Right.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're very welcome, my friend. Very welcome. And into the Shiva Blue for you. And where's Her Holiness here now? Where's the Celtic Queen of Questionable Comfort series? I think she's probably indisposed. Are you indisposed?
No, I'm here.
Ask me a question, my dear.
Oh. Okay, first question comes from a private question for you. In a dream, I was preparing wine in a laboratory and drinking it. Was it a sacramental preparation?
A sacramental or Sacramento?
Sacramento. La, 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 la.
So it's not the capital city of California then. We're not talking about that.
Nope.
All right.
No.
Say again. She was preparing wine?
It's a man in a dream.
Yeah.
I was preparing wine in a laboratory and drinking it. Was it a sacramental preparation?
Yeah. Well, yes, but this he's being allowed to use scientific analogies for sacred purposes. The wine, he is the wine. He is the wine, and he is the sacrament to the Kundalini. The wine is he's probably got some sort of a Christian background. The wine is being used as a way of elevating his spiritual prowess within the dream state. It's not like he's actually a scientist and or that he needs to start drinking a lot of wine. It's more of and I know he gets this. It's more of a symbol of grace coming into him, but he's got to do the work to provide the room in him that the grace can expand within. And so the laboratory is really himself, and that he's making the wine. You see, it's preparing the body to receive the grace. Over. It's the best I can.
Thank you.
Right? Yeah.
Thank you, Chrism. I was Lord Rama in a dream. What does that mean?
You were what?
Lord Rama. And this would be a Kundalini gentleman as well.
So he was Lord Rama in a dream?
Uh-huh.
Then that aspect of the Hindu faith system, who is Lord Rama? And what was he doing in the dream? There are some things that are being left out of that question. What was Lord Rama doing in the dream? I mean, Lord Rama is a very high God personage within the Hindu faith. And when a person becomes in the Kundalini divine fields of expression, you can become any of the gods. You can become Shiva, Lord Rama. You can become any of them, really. Even Hanuman. You can become Hanuman as well. And the one person you typically don't become, that I know of, at least that I'm being told right now, is what's that guy's name? Starts with a V. Anyway, you won't become all the gods, but you become what Lord Rama is representing by virtue of the Kundalini coming into you. Within that dream state, you are becoming that representation. And that representation of Lord Rama has something to teach the individual. So once again, the activity that was occurring within that dream is being left out. So the lessons of becoming Lord Rama are also being left out. And so that's about as far as I can go with it. Over.
Thank you, Chrism. The third question to my inbox was, in a post today, Chrism wrote, and I'm quoting your thing. Vishnu, yeah.
I said it. That was Vishnu.
Someone wrote.
You don't get to be Vishnu. Thank you, Dal Solananda. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Go ahead.
In a post today, Chrism wrote, and I'm quoting, as one searches for the Kundalini, that which you earn, you can keep. That which you take will be taken from you. Please ask him to explain this.
He wants me to explain that. What you earn, you can keep. So, i.e., what you work for, and what you do the spiritual work for, what how you approach the Kundalini. Like, are you doing a spiritual practice? Are you following the instructions? Like Ishmael's being given instructions about thus and thus. Mohananda is being given instructions about what it is to own something, things like that. as you take in that advice and the teachings that the Kundalini is giving, you're doing work. You're working for this. So what you work is what you earn, and what you earn you can keep. What you take, i.e., what you do not earn, what you don't. Let's just say you don't do the research. Let's just say that you taking information without really validating it, taking like God, I have to be careful here, because there are a lot of people that take without earning. And so, for instance, if you fly on down to India and you take Shaktipat from someone, from someone who represents, say, an organization that is not healthy or not in line with the enlightenment process that Kundalini offers, and you're bypassing the work that you have to do to earn it, well, that will be taken from you. That will be taken away from you. You may have and hold it for just a microsecond, but it'll be taken away from you. Okay. Hang on. I'm getting some sort of a thing here coming to me. Okay, it's like information from entities that you don't know about. Okay, so you're taking information, and the entity has a corrupted agenda that you don't know about yet, because that entity hasn't exposed its corruptive agenda to you. So as you're taking that information, eventually that rug is going to be under your feet, and the joy, the happiness maybe that you have felt because you, oh my gosh, this entity says he's God, and I found God, and I can just give myself to God, and the whole time the entity's going, that's right, I'm God to you. And the entity's like totally finger puppeting you at this point, and you're taking it. You're taking it. Well, that is going to be taken from you. That feeling that you had, that's just one aspect of this. It's such a multi-aspected statement that I made there. It's just like, that which you earn you can keep, and that which you take will be taken from you. Taking is also a form of stealing. So that which you steal will be stolen from you, and so it's a form of delineating what you earn is good, and what you take will be removed from you. Will be removed from you, and then looking at it in other ways too. There's so many ways to look at this that I'm kind of being deluged right now with if you earn a relationship with a person, you earn that relationship. You go through the beauty, the joy, the inquiry, and the interest, and the responsibility, the care, the kindness, the consideration of having a relationship, or do you just date rape somebody? It will be taken from you, and the qualities of love and the qualities of appreciation, and of course the karma. The karma will take that from you. Shakti will take it from you if you're having any kind of a scenario where you don't earn the knowledge. You see, everybody that I've been talking to on the air today has been earning that knowledge. Rosemary's going out and doing that selfless service. Joey is doing one of the hardest practices I have anybody doing. She's earning it. She's doing it. Mohan is paying attention. Ishmael's paying attention. Indra is paying attention and querying and questioning. And even some of the people asking questions, they're listening, they're inquiring, they're listening to this program. So that's work, That's something that you have to put your mind to. You're not just mindlessly going over to India and going, and it's not that everybody does that. If you're not looking for the easy way out, and you're just taking what is given, then that's going to be removed. That will be taken from you. And that's about as best as I can get with that right now. Over.
Thanks, Chrism. So the next question is, what's your interpretation of a hexagon in a Kundalini context, if there's any connection at all?
That's beautiful. That's a six-sided. It is extremely in the fact that it's also an expression. It's one of the strongest structures in nature, and the bees live in a hexagonal structure. Every little bee is born in a hexagonal structure, and that's what they build. And the Kundalini comes the bee, and so you can make a direct on the sacred nature of a hexagonal feature. But it's also the hex. If in some of the northern magical belief systems, you throw a hex on somebody. It's a form of control. It's like what do the witches use? They use something they call a spell. It's like a spell, but it's stronger because it's based on the six-sided figure of the hex. And I know the hex sounds like a really bad, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It's only the hurtful heart of the human that would use it in such a way. It can also be very positive. This also deals with the sacred mathematics of the Kundalini, the 3, the 6, and the 9, and so you have the 6, which is the actual intake of knowledge. When you look at the Kundalini mathematics, 6 represents manifesting knowledge, the manifesting of information, the intake of information, the outflow of information. And so, when that person had that dream of little embryos inside hexagonal structures, well, that is what it is. That is the Kundalini inside of us, in our hexagonal structure of the body, of the cell, of the and God, I'm being shown like the development of the fetus, the development of the first 8 permutations of the as it is penetrated. Deep to the sex is a huge thing, and it's said it's located at the anahata, the heart. Next.
Thanks, Chrism.
Yes, shotgun
At
answer.
what point?
Go ahead.
Say again? Okay.
Go ahead.
Actually, Chrism, can you go check with Mohan there and see if you have a question? Because that question mark wasn't there earlier. And Mohan, Mohan is 720.
Okay.
Hello,
Mohan.
Master Chrism.
You have a question?
Yes, I have a question. You said earlier that if you see some kind of a god in your dream, you can become any one of the gods except for Lord Vishnu. I wanted to ask you, why is that? Because Lord Rama is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu only. I wanted to know more about it. Lord Rama is an incarnation of Vishnu.
But he's Vishnu. He's an incarnation.
Yeah.
There's a difference. So it would be like a difference between Jesus and a normal person. So a physical personification of Vishnu. So you're not becoming Vishnu. You're becoming Rama. You're becoming physical expression of Vishnu. Vishnu is too diverse. You can't put Vishnu inside of a body. Okay. It's the idea of what Vishnu is. Rama can be incarnated as Lord Rama was incarnated, like you say, as an example of Vishnu, but he's not Vishnu. He's Rama, or he would have taken the name Vishnu. I am the physical flesh embodiment of Vishnu.
Mm-hmm.
But if he wasn't that, he would not have called himself Raman.
Okay.
So there's a difference. Do you see the difference? It's not a subtle difference. It's a big difference.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Fine. And I had a similar dream like that. Like I saw Lord Hanuman, and can you become Hanuman itself when you see Hanuman?
The bananas you've been eating. I'm sorry, I'm kidding. That was a joke.
Sorry, your voice was breaking. I couldn't understand.
That's probably a good thing.
Just as well.
What does Hanuman mean to you, Mohan?
Hanuman means a guru to me, is a teacher.
Right. And what does he teach you?
He's a protector also. He protects you from evil entities.
No, he protects you from ignorance.
Yeah.
He shows you how not being ignorant is the ultimate protection from any kind of an evil entity, right?
Yeah, but when I saw Lord Hanuman in my dream, I was there with an evil entity. I cannot call it an evil entity, but an entity who is not present in this world anymore. And
right,
the entity was angry at me, and entity wanted to attack me in some way, but Lord Hanuman came and drove that entity away.
Well, that's kind of nice of him. But
yeah.
Hanuman, hang on, let me look at that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I know. It's pushing me fast. That was to give you trust in your 90 seconds. That was to give you trust, Mohanananda. That's as much as I can say at this point.
Okay.
Trust in that aspect of knowledge, pushing away an evil entity or anger, pushing back against anger. I'm out of time here, my friend.
Yeah, can I talk to you offline on the call somehow?
Yeah, we'll have to talk, in a different way. But right now, I've got to get ready to end this program.
Yeah.
And my apologies. Any last words, Satara? Oh, sorry. Any last words, Satara?
Hi, can you hear me?
Better make them quick.
Okay, hi to everybody in the chat room. I couldn't see you all there today, but it's hi to Manisha, to Jiren, Shakina, and Emma, Delisanda, Tim, and hi to you, Fashji. Nice to see you or know you're there. Welcome back. And see everybody next week, same time, same channel. Thanks, Chrism.
Here we go.